Wisp Sports Radio, the voice of women in sport.
This is Season 1, Episode 3 of Active Health.
The advice and recommendations in this podcast do not replace your own healthcare professional who knows your personal history. Neither Wisp Sports or Dr. Juliet McGrattan are responsible for individual medical advice.
Thank you for downloading this podcast and welcome to Active Health. I'm Dr. Juliet McGrattan, and this show is about the health niggles and issues that can affect exercise or even prevent you doing it altogether. I'll be giving you tips and information on how to overcome these problems from my experience as a doctor and a runner. In this episode, I'll be talking about exercising and alcohol. Should you exercise with a hangover? Not just for the festive season, any time of year. Even the most motivated and focused of athletes enjoy a good night out every now and then. But what about the day after the night before? Is it okay to exercise? Is it dangerous? Would you be better just to miss your gym workout if you've drunk too much? Would it actually make you feel better? These are all good questions that I've been asked. So here's my little rundown on exercising with a hangover. First of all, think honestly, how much did you drink? It's common sense. The more alcohol you drink, the later into the night or early into the next morning that you consume it, then the bigger the effect it's going to have on your ability to exercise the next day. Now, alcohol is cleared from the body by the liver, and the liver can only work so quickly. The standard advice is that it clears about 1 unit of alcohol for every hour of time. So you can do a quick recap in your head. How many units did you drink? How much time has passed since you stopped drinking? And you can actually look online to check how many units of alcohol are in your favourite drink. I use drinkaware.co.uk, and actually you might be surprised. It's often a little bit more than you thought it was. So a standard 175ml glass of wine, that would be probably a medium glass in most places, contains about 2 units of alcohol. And a large one, 250ml, around 3 units. That's the same as a pint of strong lager. So you can often be a bit caught out and you may be consuming more units than you thought. By the way, the safe limits for the week set by the Chief Medical Officer in the UK are that we shouldn't regularly drink more than 14 units over a week. Now that's for both men and women now, the guidance is the same. 14 units over 7 days, best to spread it out across the week. Now that works out at about 6 pints of beer or 6 medium glasses of wine. So that's roughly what we think that the safe limits are. So you can go online and have a look and have a bit of a check as to how many units you're drinking, just for your general health. But thinking about going out and exercising after drinking, how bad do you actually feel? How much alcohol affects you and how quickly your body clears it depends on many factors. It's not a purely a unit an hour for everybody. It depends on the type of alcohol you drank. Was it spirits? Was it wine? Was it beer? Whether you're male or female. Women generally break down alcohol more slowly than men do. It depends on your weight, your metabolism, whether you ate anything while you drank. So there's lots of factors that come into play here. So just have a think about how you actually feel. Are you just a bit thick-headed and tired? Or are you feeling dizzy, nauseated? Are you a bit wobbly and shaky when you get up? If you're struggling to just wander around the house and you can feel your heart racing and you don't want to eat or drink, then, be sensible. Clearly exercising is not a good idea. But once you've decided that you are going to exercise, perhaps this is because you'd made plans with somebody to do it, you actually don't feel too bad, or you think that it might make you feel a bit better or a little bit less guilty, it's worth just working through a few little tips to help you. First of all, wait and rehydrate. Do you actually need to go right now? Can you wait a couple of hours? Can you go later on in the day? It might be time well spent just getting yourself to recover a little bit better and time for you to rehydrate. You're almost guaranteed to feel better later than you do first thing in the morning. You can use a sports drink with electrolytes. That's a good way to rehydrate. Mix up a pint of this, drink it, leave it an hour, then go. Have you passed urine? If you haven't passed urine or your urine is really dark in colour, then you're dehydrated, and that's a good sign that you should delay exercising. Despite what you might have read, you can't actually sweat alcohol out of your system. So going out with lots of alcohol in your system and exercising is not a way that's actually going to get rid of it from your body. So wait and rehydrate. Secondly, you can feel your pulse. If your heart is racing along, then that's a sign of being dehydrated, that your body is already under strain. Now, you may be someone who actually regularly takes their resting heart rate. This is a good guide of fitness, to take your heart rate before you get out of bed in the morning and count it and keep an eye on it. That can give you a good sign as to whether you're coming down with something, whether you're a little bit unwell, or in this case, whether the alcohol is affecting your system. And if it's higher than normal, then that's a really good guide that it's not a good idea to go out. Exercising whilst you're already tachycardic. Now, tachycardic means that your heart rate is going faster than normal. It's not a good idea, because alcohol and tachycardia and exercise can put you at increased risk of an abnormal heart rhythm. An example of this would be atrial fibrillation, when the heart is beating faster and more irregularly and can have serious consequences. So keep an eye on your pulse, see what it's like to start with. If it's a bit faster, if you're aware that your heart is really pounding when you're preparing to go out, it's just worth being sensible and thinking, let's leave this a little bit longer. Along with that, think about your blood sugar. It's a good idea if you can eat first. The day after, the night before, sometimes you can feel a bit nauseated and your stomach can feel a little bit queasy. But alcohol actually lowers blood sugar. So if you're going to go and exercise, then you're going to lower it further. So it's sensible to have something before you go. Otherwise, it's going to fall further. That can make you feel faint. That can make you feel unwell. So again, it doesn't have to be a full meal, but just think, is there something I can have now, line my stomach, make me feel a little bit better, and just stabilise my blood sugar. When you do head out the door, this is all just common sense really, but sometimes we need to be told these things, take it easy. This isn't a day to do your hard training session, to do your intervals, to do your hill running. Opt for something a little bit more gentle. Even if it's just a walk in the fresh air, that's never the wrong thing to do. See how you feel. Start off slowly, build up gradually. If you're feeling okay, you can begin to pick up the pace a little bit. Some people say that exercising when they've got a hangover makes them feel better, but go easy on yourself. There's always another day to do that hard training session. Just listen to your body and take every step as it comes, and don't be afraid to change your plan. If you feel rough, go home. Don't worry about it. There's always tomorrow. When you do go out, take a drink with you. You can sometimes still be a little bit dry, and actually having some fluid with you is a good idea, to sip on it as well if you're not feeling too good. And always take your phone. It's there to call somebody, to pick you up if you're struggling. Very, very sensible to always have your phone. Don't be stubborn. Just if you need to go home, rest, rehydrate. It'll only be a day or two and you'll be back on form again. So really, these things are common sense, but sometimes it's worth just thinking about them rather than just heading straight out of the door and having a disastrous session and making yourself feel unwell. I'd love to hear your experience of this. Have you exercised with a hangover? Was it kill or cure? How do you feel? What are your tips for avoiding a hangover in the first place? Are you somebody that sips water alternately with alcoholic drinks? Have you got any magic remedies for when you feel rough the next day?
Conversations from the world of women's sports. This is Wisp Sports Radio.
please join in on social media at Wisp Sports, or send me a message personally at Juliet McGrattan on Twitter and Instagram, or at Dr. Juliet McGrattan on Facebook. Please also feel free to email info@wispsports.com. We'd love to hear your feedback, your ideas for future episodes. This has been Alcohol and Exercise, and our next Active Health podcast is going to be about swimming after you've given birth. This is something that you can sometimes find it difficult to get the answers to. Is it okay to go for a swim after you've had a child? How soon can you go? If you've had a vaginal delivery, if you've got stitches, if you've got a caesarean section, it's low impact exercise, it's okay, isn't it? Or should you wait? Would you get infected? Lots and lots of questions that keep coming up about this. So that's going to be on the next episode. In the meantime, thanks for listening and supporting women in sport everywhere.